Oddity fine. I got some economic hawks, a gin and tonic on the rocks, where angels fear to tread. I say, choose your booze, let's hit the red eye. Think of young Diana Durbin and how she sung on rum and bourbon. Or enhance your luncheon hour with a planter's punch and a whiskey sour. If you feel like a wreck, try a horse's neck or a sherry with a cherry in the new finer size. If you don't name your poison, I'll have to get the boys in. The spirit of adventure opens one's eyes.
Metal Gen, are we prepared?
Of course we are.
Tonight is a rather unique specimen.
Yeah.
Ordinarily, you would hear my sweet Muppety voice. However,
Today's story is by somebody special.
today's story is Dash's Little Problem by
Chuckward.
Now, ordinarily, my Muppety voice would be filling the next 30 minutes or so of your reading, interspliced with my co-host.
Now,
However,
here's the thing with
he has a
Chuckward.
very specific avatar image. And unfortunately, it is by internet contractual obligation. I cannot read this as myself.
So, let us introduce.
Greetings, Bane here. We're going today to be reading Dash's Little Problem.
Hello, Bane.
Just read.
Very well. All right, Rainbow Dash. Truth or dare?
Dash looked at Twilight. The purple unicorn had invited all her friends, what she called the biggest, most adequate slumber party in equestrian history. Of course, Pinky, being an expert on parties, was quick to let Twi know that the actual biggest slumber party in history was the Great Sleep of 1692. But she also told Twilight that she was very close and was only off by a few hundred ponies at the most.
So, was this Caligula?
No, because then it would be the biggest orgy.
Good point.
Pinky had offered to invite the other 300 ponies she knew outside of her circle of friends, but Twilight respectfully declined. The party had begun about 2 hours ago and had begun with a classic makeover. Naturally, Rainbow Dash had refused to partake in the makeover. But she went full force in the pillow fight until Fluttershy got mad at least, after facing Fluttershy's horrendous wraith. They began a game of truth or dare. It had started out rather juvenile, with questions like, which stallions or mares do you have a crush on? And little dares like stand on your head and drink a glass of water. Being the headstrong go-getter she was, Rainbow Dash had picked a dare every single time and never backed down from any of them. But now Dash was getting tired and wanted to take a break from the many challenging and at times disgusting dares launched at her by her best friends.
Well, that's because you keep picking dare every single time. Anyway, I'll pick truth this time.
She thought to herself.
Besides, it's not as though an egghead like Twilight can come up with anything juicy. Truth!
Twilight thought for a bit before looking to Rainbow Dash.
What is your deepest, darkest secret?
Fuck! Rainbow thought to herself rather explicitly. Rainbow's face flushed and she looked around the room, anywhere but directly at her friends. The other elements of harmony immediately noticed Dash's reaction and began to get antsy. Surely, if this secret could make the second most loudmouth pony in Ponyville lose the will to even look at any pony in the eye, then surely it must be a real juicy one.
Can I switch to dare?
No. Okay, that sealed it. No way were her friends going to let her out of this one,
No way. We all did our truths and dares, and now it's your turn.
said Applejack in a stern voice.
Maybe we could let her switch, if that's okay.
Fine.
Said Twilight.
Rainbow Dash, I dare you to tell us your deepest, darkest secret.
Let us not stand on ceremony here, Miss Rainbow Dash.
Celestia, damn it! Why is she so fucking smart?
Dash looked at her friends and sighed.
Fine! And now, the deepest, darkest secret held by Rainbow Dash. Are we prepared? If you really want to know that badly, I'm not toilet trained. That silence here. You son of a bitch! You son of a cupcakes! I will even!
I was wondering what would break first, DaedaltheusXIV. Your spirit or your body? Ah! Let us continue, Mental Jim. The ring went silent. Shut up. Rainbow's friends looked at her and then at each other, and they all burst out laughing. Well, except for Fluttershy, who was simply smiling and twitching as though she had tried to hold back a few giggles. The chorus of laughter lasted about 10 minutes until one pony saw the look on Rainbow's face. It was a sad, ashamed look. Dash was definitely serious. The laughter slowly died down as one by one all of the ponies came to the realization that Rainbow Dash wasn't kidding.
Oh my gosh! Wait, it says Dashy, so obviously that's Pinkie Pie. Oh my gosh! Dashy! You aren't kidding, are you? No. But why weren't you toilet trained? Didn't your parents teach you? They tried, but before they could finish training me, a rabid Cthulhu that shoots grizzly bears that are also on fire and also... I'm sorry! Okay. One this time I'm going to try and read this without laughing. A rabid Cthulhu that shoots grizzly bears that are also on fire, and also the grizzly bears are made of lightning, attacked Cloudsdale. My parents were killed by a swarm of bees while that was happening.
Side note, not from the story, but I'm pretty sure her parents' last words were, "Not the bees! Not the bees! The 5 non-Scion ponies huddled around Dash and hugged her.
I'm sorry. Give me a minute.
I can't see how this DaedaltheusXIV puts up with this.
Well, you're Bane. You could just break my back like you did Batman's.
No, I did that to teach him a lesson in humility and the fact that he thinks that he can control the darkness. I was born in it. But anyway,
Yes, we know the speech.
The 5 non-Scion ponies huddled around Dash and hugged her.
Now that my secret is out, I've gotta ask, since I definitely need to learn how to make Boom Boom like a big girl at some point, could you guys potty train me? Don't worry, this is not going there, DaedaltheusXIV, and stop whining!
Dash's friends exchanged nervous glances.
Well, gosh, Dash, I really would love to help, but I can't really remember how my parents taught me, and I don't have a copy of Every Pony Poops in my library. It's like, I'm off sorry, Rainbow Dash, but I can't remember all of my training either. It's like, I can't remember how to turn the stove off. I don't remember either. It's like, I completely remember every aspect of my training, but I'll be too busy talking behind your back to be of any use.
That's Pinkie Pie, and that's Rarity. You've done us.
Okay, fine. Let's try this again.
Rewind.
I can't even remember the storv off. I said storv, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
I am not apologizing, Bane. I don't remember either. I completely remember every aspect of my training, but don't be too busy talking about you behind your back to be of any use.
Rainbow Dash threw Rarity out of the treehouse and into a mud puddle.
Well, I know who might remember their training.
Twilight said hesitantly.
Who? The Cutie Mark Crusaders.
Meanwhile, in the next scene, it was late in the afternoon, and Applebloom, Scootaloo, and Sweetie Belle were in the midst of their latest attempt at gaining their cutie marks, dubbed Cutie Mark Crusaders Paint Dry Watchers. Needless to say, it was a bust. They were taught they were about to try jet skiing when they saw the elements of harmony walking towards them. There was a certain silent element of loyalty was looking less competent than usual.
Hi, girls. Wait. I gotta do that correctly. Hi, girls!
Twilight said.
We have a bit of a favor to ask you. What?
Asked Applebloom.
Could you potty train Rainbow Dash?
The Cutie Mark Crusaders stared at each other.
Are you serious? Unfortunately, yes. Wait a minute.
Scootaloo shouted.
You mean to tell me that my very sexy idol, the pony I look up to, isn't even potty trained? Well, yeah. Unacceptable! I can't believe it! What kind of pony are you? You'll never get into the Wonderbolts if you can't simply... if you simply can't hold it in until you... If you simply can't hold it in until the feces receptacle is within your vicinity. Oh, wow, that's all you have to do? Thanks, Scoots. I owe you one. Maybe I'll teach you how to fly tomorrow.
And with the conflict resolved, the main six cantered off into the sunset while whistling show tunes. Scootaloo stared at her friends without saying a word, then she angrily yelled,
Fucking ass!
To this day, Rainbow Dash has never wet the bed nor urinated in public ever again. She went on to join the Wonderbolts and dedicated her entire career to Scootaloo. The end.
Well, that was not as bad as we were led to believe, which was not bad at all.
Yes, it was most enjoyable for the most part.
DaedaltheusXIV over there is still screaming in the corner, but now it's mostly in pain. We have blocked out the sounds for you. Otherwise, most of the reading would have been like this. Ah! 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 Pain! And you would never have gotten to hear anything we said.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Bane, for joining us in this reading.
No problem. Now I must be off to go break the bat's back again.
If you need any help with your next anarchist...
No, I don't.
Okay, fine.
You'd just be a meat shield.
Yeah, I guess I would be.
Yes.
Still, a man can dream, can't he?
No. No.
Do you have to crush everybody's dreams, Bane?
Yes, it's in my contract.
You have a contract?
Of course. I always have a contract.
Alright.